G'day lads, time to put the head back together again. We've had it at the engineering shop and they've refaced the seats and the valves for us. Time to put it back together again, and I don't have a valve spring compressor tool. So I thought, instead of going and buying one, like I do in the Barefoot Garage, I'll make one. So, first of all, we needed some dimensions to start with. So whatever we used, it had to be so that it would fit on top of the valve spring plate. So slipped out the back of the shed, found a piece of pipe. The same size as the valve plate, spring plate. We just cut it 75 mil long. Just got the biggest drill I had was a 13mm drill. So we centre popped, drilled that out, and then just cut that with a grinder. Cut that out with a grinder to make a nice long slot. And then just cleaned it up so you don't have any sharp edges that you're going to cut yourself when you're putting your collets in. We ended up looking at that. We had the piece of pipe and we thought, sat it on the spring, and there's not a lot of room for movement. So if you didn't have it quite set upright and that dropped off your spring plate, it could well burr the edge of your bucket in your head. So we didn't want that. So the next thing we did is we went into our washer box and we found a washer that would slide just nice and neat inside the bucket hole. And we went through and cleaned that up so that there's no sharp edges and no burrs, so that it can slide in and out the bucket without damage, without leaving a drag mark on the head. So that we've done that, so that when you put it together in the daylight, it moves around and we've got a mile of room that we can see it's all going to fit. So that's nice. That's the first thing we've done. So the next thing, what do we make to put that on our head, like so, and then underneath, we're going to have something underneath to hold our valve against the head, and that in there, while that's doing that, and we would need to know for sure that it's going to be hard, it's going to be stable, and it's not going to be wobbly. It's got to be right. So we grabbed an F-clamp, slide clamp, whatever you call it in your part of the world. So, and then we fed that on top of that. It sat on top of that like so. And then we had a bit of stuff, just a bit of something underneath that. That would just, I think we even used a bit of rag. So that would hold the valve in the head, and then we could operate all of this from on top of the head. But it took the two of us to do it. I'm going to make this, I can do it by myself, right here, right now. So we have our piece of pipe. What I'm going to do is I'll tack that to the top of that. So then that leaves me I don't need to have to worry about holding this, that'll be there already tacked to that. And then I've got I'll take this small rivet out of the top of the slide, so I can take that off to make the G-clamp, to make the compressor. I'll put a tiny bolt or something back in there later. Just have a small dome head bolt. This is a 6mm. It's only little. I could probably cut half of that thread off if I need to. So what I'll do, put that down there, screw that up, and it's just a matter of getting a piece of chalk or pencil or something. That's not much good. And we'll mark that's all we'll do. We just need to mark, put a mark on the edge of that, and then a mark on the inside edge. And that will give us, that'll give us the centre. That will give us our centre for the bolt, and then we just go centre from side to side, and that'll be dead centre under the centre of our screw down clamp, and then everything is 100% in line, nothing's out of whack, nothing's going to bend, well, you're not going to bend anything. So we'll go through and set this up now. So I'll go through and grind this off, and that'll open that up, and then we can go through and set this piece and drill and tap that. So we've topped this off, taken our slide off. So I'll just measure this across here. So we'll say that's 24. That'll be a 12 here. And then we need to look at that. So that's 25. So we go 12, we'll go that there. That will give us a mark for that. Dead centre of that. Nice centre pop. Take it over the drill press, drill her out. So we've just got that set up now. Just in your drill. You're going to use a 6mm tap, so I'm supposed to use a 5.2mm drill. Can't get I didn't have a 5.2, so I've got a 5. We'll see if that works. If not, we'll go 5.5, and they'll be just a little bit looser, but it won't matter because there's not going to be any stress on the bolt. It's just going to be to hold it. So we'll see how we go. At the center as you want to get it. Very good. So we've got our 6mm tap. Just a little bit of cutting compound. Same as on the drill. The 5mm worked, it's going in, it's going down quite well. Which will be good. Just run that through. Probably far enough, but it's just coming out the bottom there now, so that bolt will be, that'll be long and that'll be well and plenty for enough. sure our bolt fits. Like that. Beautiful. And that's got our little dome lead that'll sit in the valve. Most excellent. So it's just a matter of dropping a small tack on here that we've got that lined up there. Small tack either side of that. Pretty much good to go. Should be good. It's rough and ready, but it hasn't got to pull this way, it's got to push that way. So those little tiny tacks will be fine. So both bits being done, slide that back on there. That pretty much sits exactly centre straight away. Do that up. Very good. Anyway, that'll be good enough. I'll just roll that down because we're going to need to compress a bit. We're going to need uncompress. So, small bolt in that. So we go, what have we got? Number one intake. Number one intake. A little bit of oil. Sits on this like so. I'm going to put it together. Make sure you've got that tiny little stainless washer in the bottom of your head where your springs go. Because if you don't need that, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Springs go in. And your small plate goes on. So then, we'll see if this works. Line that up. Might have to make that shorter. Look at that. Shorter. Might be able to make a bit there. centering itself on the valve, but you can feel it's centering itself on the valve. Screw that up. And the collets will fit. Good luck getting them in without too much mucking around. One. And they're always going upside down. There you have it. One valve done. So there you go. A really simple valve compressor tool. It actually cost me, I didn't buy the super cheap slide clamp, so I think this one might have cost me $9. There was one for about $3 and something, and then they just went up from there, of course. But I think this one cost me about $8, $9. Piece of scrap pipe, a washer, a couple of dabs of weld, small bolt. There you have it. Another very useful tool to put in your toolbox for when you're doing your own work. And then you can put a part number on it. So I've put, can't really see it, BFG 2H9 through to 5N5. So Barefoot Garage 2H9 right through the series to 5N5. Alright, see you later.